All right, guys, if you want to come talk smack, my Kansas City Chiefs lost their ass tonight. Big time. I can't believe it was that big of a rout. Uh, 39 or 31 or something like that to 9. I'm like, wow. Can't believe Kansas City lost like that. That's insane. Uh, so if anybody wants to come talk smack, come talk smack. I'm here for it. I talked my fair share of smack about my Kansas City going to win. Now, if you want to come and talk smack about my Kansas City Chiefs getting their asses whooped, you can. I could take it. Tom Brady did it. He did it. I'll give him that, Ghost. Got to give a man that. I know. Tampa D had shut down Kansas City. That's just freaking impressive, man. I can't get over that. They shut them out on touchdown. What, 9-31 or some shit like that? That's a thorough ass whooping right there by Kansas City Chiefs. I got to say, I'm impressed with Tampa. I am impressed with Tampa. I don't say that often about Tampa Bay Bucks. I ain't a Tampa Bay Bucks fan. Even when I was down there, living down there, and I went to the game down there, I was rooting for the Jacksonville Jaguars to beat them at their own home stadium. So, so yeah, I ain't a Tampa Bay Bucks fan. Yeah, the Chiefs lost, and they lost bad, Pageby. Bad. Very, very bad. Like 9-31. Yeah, Kansas City had one up until last year, and then they went and won it last year, and then they went this year, which was quite well dang surprising for me because before that I remember years where it was 0-13, 2-11, uh, shit like that. So I'm just happy to see them get to the Super Bowl, much less if they won it or not. You know. But anybody's welcome up here on the panel if they want. I got to put the link out there. Yeah, I know. From what I understand and seen, it looked like the line wasn't doing very good. Uh, so, hey, F the police. What'd you lose? What did you lose, F the police? You can come on up if you want. Anybody can come up and on the panel. Uh, oh, good. I'm glad you won something there, Gus. Hey, FTP. What's up, buddy?
Then I lost.
So did I, man. I mean, I talked some mad shit about Kansas City winning this. You know.
Yeah, I thought it was a for sure Kansas City'd have it in the bag and whatever. I don't know what the fuck their deal is, and I don't know what the fuck's wrong with the refs. I know there's a little bit of flag throwing way too often. Fucked up the whole game. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bitch about that too much. I'm just gonna gracefully pay my money that I owe and roll on. I'm down 100, but it's fine.
See,
I
that's why you never bet on the NFL, man. The NFL is such a rigged thing. You're gonna lose about the time you do. You're gonna lose your money.
Well, that just wasn't even a game. I mean, it's like they would one dude didn't even touch the other dude, but it was funny because they threw a flag on the whole thing and said that he tackled the guy. He never even touched the guy. You can clearly see it in the replay. So how are you throwing a flag on that play? He never
Right.
touched the player, and all he did was trip and fall.
Right.
So right there, I don't know. I was disgusted with the refs at this point, and fuck it. I'll just pay the 100 and roll on. It's fine. I mean, if it's always gonna be rigged, I mean, why does this fucker need a whole nother brand new car? It's like, why can't you let
Ain't that he needed a whole new, brand new car? He needed another record to break. He
what
needed
record did he break?
he's the only quarterback now, I believe, that has 7 rings on his hand.
There you go, Manning. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
That's just
so
so. Listen. You got to really watch. Isn't that the same fucker that deflated the ball or some shit?
see, that's why a lot of people don't like Tom Brady. He holds all these records, and his records are marred with that cheating of deflating balls.
Right. So
So
I don't understand how this works, but in a fair fucking perfect world, that's not my fucking no, that's not who I'm going for.
yeah,
I don't know.
and,
I guess I'm
and
just stupid. I don't know.
but see, that's where a lot of people have a problem with Tom Brady on that. That he did get his reputation marred with the deflating scandal, deflating the ball
If
scandal.
if you're willing to deflate the balls, then are you not willing just to pay people off so that you can win, or
Oh yeah,
certain the
but
officials, or get the game rigged in your favor?
but that's been going on for years, man. I mean, look at some of the fucking calls, blatantly not even should have ever been come close to being called, and they're calling all this bullshit, man. I remember when that the defense that when the pass interference shit really got popular to throw flags on. There was like 100 flags in one year that should have never even been thrown. It wasn't not even touching. They were hitting them at they got a certain amount of, I think it's 2 yards, and then after 2 yards they can't touch them, and then they have to play to the ball and things like that. And they were hitting them like a half yard, and the refs were still throwing flags saying it was pass interference when it clearly wasn't pass interference. I've seen that a million times. I've seen non calls that were just as bad. I'll never forget watching one of the games with Brett Favre, and he got horse collared while he was running, and he was sliding, and they still horse collared him, and they didn't call a flag on him. On the
Right.
guy that
Back
horse
in the
collared. You know.
back in the 90s or in the late 90s, it used to get down dirty, rough.
Mm-hmm.
If you did not see a face masking or someone's hand in a face mask, I mean, that's the purpose for. I mean, they're like, oh my god, the passer got touched, pass interference or whatever, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
These players would barely get touched, and I'm like, this is not how back in the 90s. Football is just
Shit,
wow.
you ever watched football clips of football games back in the 70s? Even the 90s was pussy ball compared to the 70s.
Really.
Oh God,
70s.
they
I
just come
wasn't
up, they'd have you down on the ground, and then 5 or 6 people would step on you, and drive their cleats into your the bare parts where there weren't no fucking pads, and just drive them in, and they're using metal cleats back then. They weren't using these little rubber stobs that they got now. They were using real metal cleats back then and trying to cut you open with them and everything else, man, to get you
I
out
don't
of the
know.
fucking
And then
game.
I didn't see anybody taking a knee during the game. It's all turned
Mm,
to crap. The only
yeah.
thing that I noticed is more just diversity during the commercials. So in every commercial, they're trying to act like they're including or in the inclusion of
Yeah.
what is America now and how it's supposed to look. So,
Yeah.
but that just, it's ridiculous that you're overcompensating that bad, but only one time a year. And it just happens to be the Super Bowl when everybody's probably watching. And then
Oh,
it's peace and non-fighting and non-violent. and everything's fine. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
hunky dory.
and it's
Let's go
supposed to
back.
be the most violent game on earth, football.
Oh, they don't even touch each other anymore. So now it's just
I know,
touching each
I
other
know,
and getting flags thrown. And
I
it's
know.
still one sided. It's all towards the really
I,
rich.
I'm
And
really
Kansas City ain't never getting out of their ghetto.
I'm really waiting on them to start going to having flags. I really am going back to flag football.
Oh yeah, they might as
I,
well. They might
I
as
mean,
well. That's
yeah.
why
I
not?
mean,
It's the same fucking thing. They're not even touching each other when they tackle each other, and they're still throwing the damn flags.
right. Yeah, Mama. It was Mama Cookie. It was Ghost Ride. It was 31-9. Kansas City didn't get a touchdown.
No, they got
Yeah,
two. Was it two
nowadays it
field
is Mama
goals?
Cookie. They got 3 field goals.
Three field goals. Thank you.
Yep.
I only watched and then I left. I was like, well, I know I'm losing $100 after they surpassed 20. I'm like,
Right.
by the first half, I was like, that's going to double to 40. It was
Well,
my
do you
thoughts
know
on
when I
that.
knew they were going to lose? The first quarter when they scored 3 points in the first quarter. If Kansas City scores in the first quarter, they're going to lose the fucking game. I'll tell you that now. Because every game, if you watch him, he will every game they've won, they never score in the first quarter. They always score about halfway through the second quarter and then just roll like a steamroller after that and just keep on scoring and scoring. But it seems like every time they score in the first quarter, they'll never win the game.
I think that was the worst display of a quarterback I think I've ever seen. Him running the ball because he couldn't throw it. I think the dude's injured. I think
No. See him running the ball, and I watched some of those. Mahomes is a good rushing quarterback. I'll tell you that now. He's very good at it. But the problem was that offensive line was not giving him time to do anything, and the damn Bucks were on his ass.
so. Why not go on into the shotgun? I mean, or were they already?
Yeah, they were in the shotgun.
They
That's
were
how
already in
bad
the.
the offensive
Yeah,
line was going. That's
I
and
hear
that,
you. They're just too quick, but I think that comes to
no, the
your.
offensive
They're letting
line.
them in.
No, it wasn't that they were too quick because they got a pretty well an average defense for the NFL. It was I don't know what the fuck Kansas City's offense was doing. They were just sitting there with the thumbs up their asses and letting them run right through them. I'm telling you,
I
it
think
was
it's the Florida. I think the Florida heat. I think it's the humidity. I don't know. Like honestly, that was a game that just looked like a slaughterhouse. Horrible. And the only thing I can think of is well, they're down there in Florida, and that's just a piss poor place to play ball.
I wish
I
they
don't
would
know.
have played it in Arrowhead Stadium
Exactly.
where they're having snow
Well,
right
I thought
now.
they always
That would have
did
been
it.
a lot much better game to fucking see as another snowball, you know.
I always thought they did it in a neutral area, a neutral town. Like
Well, that's the first time any team in the Super Bowl's had a home field advantage of any sort. The closest that came to that was in San Francisco 49ers went to the Chargers Stadium and played down there one time. Hey, King Nine, what's up?
Chargers suck ass.
I agree. I agree.
I didn't watch the game, heard the first, and shut it off. Yeah.
But the Chargers, they have one of the best quarterbacks, and he had the ability to beat Tom Brady easy without cheating.
Oh,
And that was Drew Brees.
You know
For
what? I
years.
don't even give a fuck about this dude. I mean, this is the problem with American sports. This is the problem with the not only the sports but the presidency. This is the problem with America. The unevenness, the unfairness of it, the constant habitual. Even though you have 16 cameras on the game, you can't call it properly, which means why even have a fucking sport in the first place? It wasn't like that. Like I said, I don't think it was like that in the 90s. That unfair or that with
Well,
the
I can
one
guarantee in the mid to late 80s it wasn't. I think in about 92, 93 was when they started going downhill. And that was about when Manning started bitching about getting hit. while he was a quarterback. And I'll never forget it because his brother told him, shut the fuck up and quit turning my sport into a pussy ball. And that's exactly what his brother told him, and that was Eli Manning. And you want to talk about a man that took a pounding? Eli took a pounding because they did not give him no offensive line at the New York Giants.
Right.
You could just switch to soccer.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck it. At this point, we could just all call it soccer and England goal. Yeah,
that guy from Mexico.
put some log socks on. Yeah,
you don't like Ben Roethlisberger, Mama Cookie? Wow,
bro. I don't know, man.
And she says she's a Steelers fan and don't like Ben Roethlisberger.
Bro, in the '90s, I loved Brett Favre. I loved Dan Marino. I loved watching John Elway. I loved watching. I loved a little bit of Emmitt Smith, Deion Sanders, the 49ers, Steve Young. I mean, dude, them guys fucking threw some. I mean, where the fuck did the Hail Mary go? Because you just don't see it anymore. Like they used to throw them balls. They're no 30, 40, 50 yard Hail Marys anymore. You're lucky if they 20 yards, 30 yards. And these guys are just falling down immediately after they catch the ball, like they're scared to get hit. This is not the same football. I don't understand what I was watching back in the 90s.
But that's because they get Dane Bramage.
Ding. What's say it again? Ding.
Dane Bramage.
They get Dane Bramage.
Yeah. Well, what the? Well, they go
turns their brain into it into a fucking sponge.
Well, I took some hits as a kid. We didn't have pads. We didn't have helmets. We just went out in the backyard and banged it up. I mean,
played street ball, man. Come home bloody, all scraped up, have blood gushing out your elbows and arms and knees and shit.
That guy we had in San Diego, Seau, he got all fucked up from that shit.
Junior Seau?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been dead a while now.
Mostly because of his own damn fault, because he liked to lead with his head on tackles.
Okay, so who's the guy that went and killed somebody? The football player that went off and got all crazy and then he went and killed
that's
somebody.
O.J. Simpson.
Okay. No, I'm not talking about O.J. I do have his second year card, but no, I'm talking about
that's probably worth a small
recent the murder guy after O.J. Michael
Strahan?
Is that it? Was that his name? Or
I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about, right? Someone killed.
I'm a UFM fan.
God, I can't think of his name. He was at a mansion. He had a bunch of shit. I thought it was Atlanta. He played for the Atlanta Falcons.
You know, Derek said he met that guy one time for a quick minute at a gas station he worked at.
In 2000 and 2002, Louis Goodrich, he was in a hit and run, but let's see here. That was hit and run.
I'm still waiting. Someone knows who he is. Someone will say it. Guy was picked very late.
In August 26, 2020, New England's tight end Aaron Hernandez, 25, was found guilty of first-degree murder.
Yes, Hernandez. That's who I'm thinking of.
Okay.
And he looked like he had all his shit together. He looked like he had enough money. He looked like, but obviously, dude went psycho, went crazy. I don't know who he killed. I don't know if it was somebody in his family or who or what, but yeah, he definitely took one too many hits apparently. But they want to blame it on that. But hey, if you're a murderer, you're a murderer. That's where I'm at with that.
I sort of have to agree with you on that.
Look, brain injuries do happen to the frontal cortex. Okay, so if you do get hit hard enough and it damages that, but bottom line is, I think when you're born, you either have it or you don't, right? So those people that are more angry, more susceptible to going off on someone, they're just born with the anger inside of them. But then compile that with drug usage or no frontal cortex period to where it's not firing, you can pretty much tell where people went wrong in life, where they're missing the brain cells. It's always probably going to be that frontal cortex or the some, when you start having seizures, it's left frontal lobe or that lower part. But I don't know. I mean, Jesus.
But actually, Mama Cookie, Michael Vicks, when that dog thing came down, there you go, King Nut. I don't know how
Yeah,
you got.
I keep hitting the wrong button on my phone.
Oh, okay. But when that dog fighting ring came down, he was actually playing with the Atlanta Falcons and then went to Philadelphia Eagles.
What the fuck was the dog thing all about? He just fought dogs and got in trouble for it.
Yeah, he got in trouble for fighting dogs.
But think about it, man. If you deflated a ball before the fucking game, I mean, how shitty is it? Like, how many did you win just off of that? Like,
yeah, it does.
Come on, dude. Strip at least 1 or 2 rings away from the douchebag.
Right.
Unless it was just one season, but still. Holy bejesus, that makes a difference, I would think. Gotta wonder how long he was doing that for.
Yep.
Oh well. See, they let the big. It's all about the elites. It's all about who can bring in the more money. I've always said, even with the teams, it's who can sell the more merchandise.
Wow, Steve Manager, I didn't know about that about Michael Irvin. Wow.
Michael Irvin. Was that Cowboy? Once stabbed a Cowboy offensive lineman with scissors in the neck as hard as he could. He almost killed him, and it was all over Irvin wanting the barber chair. Holy Jesus. Yeah, Michael Irvin, didn't he drive a Mercedes or a...
that might have been Michael Irvin probably drove whatever he wanted. I think his third year with the Cowboys, I think he signed on for $42 million for 5 years.
Wow. Yeah, he was good too, though, right?
Michael Irvin was good. Yeah,
he was good.
He was part of that team with Emmitt Smith and all of them. Man, when Dallas was the dynasty.
And this does touch my heart a little bit, but I had a friend, he died, and when he took his own life, we buried him with his Cowboys jacket and we put it in the casket with him.
Oh wow.
And it was he tried to give it to me before he did what he did, but it was just I don't know, something that we collectively... I would never take his jacket. I'm like, dude, you love that jacket. And I didn't understand what the fuck he was doing the day before at school trying to give me his jacket. I didn't put it together for a long time. Took me a while to kind of figure out what was going on there, but I guess the kid was, we was all going through some shit, so it is what it is. But to watch the kid on the ventilator after that was just fucking... You never forget that shit. I always just remember saying to him, just wake up. But
Mama Cookie, thank you for stopping in, and you have a good night's rest, huh? But I was actually expecting some people to come in here and actually give me some shit. In fact, you're right. Hernandez played for Patriots. Oh, about because I was giving all sorts of people shit about my Kansas City Chiefs going to win, and they lost their ass tonight. So I figured some people would want to come in here and get revenge on me for talking shit to them and smack to them.
No, I think we all wanted Chiefs to win one. I don't know.
There was a lot of people that wanted New England to win.
Every time I go,
but go ahead.
Every time I go through Kansas City, it's such a shithole, and I want nothing to do but... I mean, last time I got back to South Dakota border, I said, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. That place is a shithole. It does have a nice Coyote Ugly bar with chicks dancing on the bar, but I'm gonna tell you something. It ain't worth it because them fuckers don't know how to drive. They don't know how to treat each other with respect, and they don't know how to share tools. And even the tow truck drivers are assholes out there. So, and if
Yep.
you get shot while you're out there, shit, you shouldn't have been out there in the first place.
Yep.
It's no man's land.
It's kind of like a third world country,
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Oh, it's bad.
Very much so.
like
They,
Somalia or some
they
fucking
went in.
toilet.
Oh, God.
There's still buildings standing in Kansas City from when they had the riots back in the late '60s, early '70s, where they burnt down the buildings, and Kansas City absolutely refused to rebuild new buildings for them because it was all the public housing that they burnt down, like low income housing and stuff. That's what they went and burnt down. And they said they wanted new housing, and that Kansas City absolutely refused to go in there and rebuild it. And there's still buildings standing, half the buildings or partial buildings standing from back then for that.
The truth of it is this: every time I've ever went to Kansas City, I've always hit something with the car. So whether it's an ice storm or whether it's a fucking a curb, I don't care if it's with the family, and I don't care if it's with my brother. I don't give a fuck who it's with. The shit was jinxed before we ever got in that motherfucker. I lost $50 out my pocket. I'm like, what? What the fuck? Who did I sit next to? Who just pickpocketed my ass? Where the fuck did it fall out at? So I gotta tell you, man, worst trip ever is about $6,000 down. I mean, and it's like all you're trying to do is go visit family. So something that's a 2-day trip ends up costing $3,000 to $6,000. You're like, what the hell? And I was like, where does
Well,
well? And then I said, when we got there, we got to the hotel, and the first thing we wanted to do was get drunk. I'm like,
right.
that's a bad way to start a trip. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you want to do is, we were staying at the DoubleTree, and it was like, okay, it's nice, but then they wanted to charge you like $6 for a bottle of water. I'm like,
Yep.
okay, let's just go get some beer in the morning. Fuck it.
Right. Well, Steve Mazur, do you hear the press go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about Andy Reid? No, you don't. That's why Andy Reid does exactly what he does and is the worst coach in NFL history for giving press conferences. Because guess what? He is the most looked over coach in the NFL as well. And no one gives him shit. No one tries to run him into the ground. No one tries to do whatever because they know what they're going to get out of him. And that's, well, my boys played a game. They could have done better here. They could have done better there. But we'll work on it and we'll see what happens. That's about an Andy Reid interview. Okay. Just saying.
It's the most boringest football game I think I've ever watched, to be honest with you. One of the I haven't watched in many years, and I'm like, I haven't bet on anything since, well, probably the last time I was in jail. So,
Yeah. But now also, even though there are places like that where that stuff still burnt down, Kansas City ran into some big resistance on that, and what was that, 96, 97, and I happened to be there too when they happened, and I put my 2 cents in, and whatever my 2 cents was worth, I tried to help get that stuff rebuilt, well, which they did. But they didn't rebuild it back inside of Kansas City. The low income housing, they put it out in another town just outside of Kansas City, and built up some really nice low income housing, beautiful places. And you got to make sure you keep that shit good, or you're gone. It's got to be kept nice. It's got to be kept clean. It's got to be kept everything, or you're gone. They don't care. So it's really cool how they did that, And them low income housing looked just as good as the rest of the area around it, Where some places like some of the places I've seen where the low income housing, it ain't so pretty. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to be a dickhead, but it ain't. So.
The ghetto is what the ghetto is, Tammy.
Mm.
They shoved everybody where they thought they were best to be, and what you don't realize is it was all created and caused by them, and it was by them penny pinching and building a whole new apartment complex and sticking a whole bunch of the same type of people in them, and it was all by design. But none of us realized it was all by design. You didn't
Well,
think.
I agree with you on that.
I mean, right now it's like, I mean, I guess they distribute around the city a little bit, but if you stick everybody like that and you put 4 apartment buildings back to back to back, they may only be 8 to 10 units in each. But I'm gonna tell you something. It's like cockroaches going back and forth between the apartments, and just the drama and the fighting with your neighbors, and
Well, I
the
I could show
violence and the
could show you a
drugs.
place. I could show you a place right here in Rochester where that ain't the case, and it's a low income housing area. It's kept nice. The people are fairly polite, and you don't hear about shootings and gang banging and shit like that in there and things like that. They police themselves pretty good too. You know,
Right.
so I mean, it's actually quite impressive to see. But now you go about 10 blocks down the road, straight down the road from there, and it's some of the worst violence you'll see in Rochester.
Yeah, and I wonder what the difference is. I wonder if
The people actually take the time to, and care about their neighborhood and police themselves and police the bad out themselves.
yeah,
They don't rely on a cop to come do it. They do it themselves. And that's the difference.
And I agree. That to me seems pretty legit. I can say this: if you tell someone to quit their fucking bullshit when you see them beating their old lady, I mean, if I had to go out, and I appreciate it's like I look at what Puget Sound does, he'll walk out on his front of his shit, and he'll just be like, "Hey, quit it," and stop beating your old lady. I mean, it's that simple. That's all it takes is one voice to make that coward run and scurry. It won't happen anymore. He won't do it again because he knows that motherfucker's gonna get his ass whooped, or he's gonna go off to jail. He's gonna be hauled off.
You're right. And down there where I'm talking about, it's nice. It's fairly well kept. They keep the trash off the roads, out of the roads, out of their yards, everything. I mean, it's nice.
How does it compare to the public housing the Queen lives in?
Queen what? Say the like Queen of England or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Queen of England.
She lives in public housing.
That's a different type of public housing.
Oh,
but you're right.
There ain't no bullshit there either because it's guarded by the military and MI5 and shit.
Hell, you know what scares me worse than that is them damn, what do they call them? Them ones that just stand there and don't say a thing, don't move for an hour.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers scare me worse than any of them.
Oh my god, no. See, that would scare the shit out of me, bro. I'm not fucking with that, bro. We at least have some people they might talk to you. You might get a reaction out of them. Those guys, they just stand there. You're not going past that gate.
The only time they'll say something is like if you touch them. Now, if you touch them, then they got the right to say something, and they scream at the top of their lungs.
That's fair.
Oh,
that's
touch
fair.
the Queen's men!
Like if you rammed your knee into their nuts and took their rifle.
Dude, that shit is wicked off the hook, bro. Like, yeah, that is some gangster shit right there. Like, if our police actually, okay, so that's the difference between a state or a highway police officer and a state or in town.
Yeah, them Steve because the Buckingham Palace Guards. Yeah,
Buckingham Palace Guards, exactly, dude. That's what we need here is people to take pride in their uniform, pride in their bellies, pride in their policing of their duties. And what we get left with, the highway patrol's got it right. Okay, so they wear the hats on their head.
Depending on where you're at, but go ahead.
You're right. You're right, because I've seen some dude. Usually they're the Gestapos that's pulling up, and they're gonna get 20 pounds out your trunk and lighten your load a little bit, and then roll on.
Yeah, because I tell you what, down in Arkansas, some of them fucking state patrol officers are about. Oh my God, they look like
Chief
Boss
Wiggum.
Hog. They look like Boss Hog in a freaking goddamn cop uniform, and they act like Boss Hog in a cop uniform too. I'll tell you that now. Some of them state patrol down there in Arkansas.
Yeah, yep.
I've seen them.
I believe it, but it's down south.
It's
For
probably
some
all that
reason,
genetic
my
damage.
my buddy's like, watch out when you go through Kentucky. So he's
Yeah.
like, they'll get you by airplane down there. They don't
Yep.
care. They not playing around down there.
Pennsylvania, they got fucking they got signs up on the interstate. We would hey DDT Rick they got signs saying this is patrolled by the air, and you better be watching your speed when you're going through there. They ain't kidding. There's
Yeah, they
normally
got that in the desert. They got
helicopter
that
or
in
a
the
plane.
desert in California too.
Yeah. And they will nail your ass. They will nail your ass to the quick in Pennsylvania. They'll sit there and they'll say, "Hey, we got this car clocked him at such and such," and 4 miles, 5 miles down the road, you're getting your ass pulled over because cops waiting on your ass.
Right. Doesn't matter what you're driving. Don't matter if you're in the Ferrari. You're still getting the ticket.
Yep.
And they'll sit spaced apart every 6 miles and just let the helicopter just do all the work, or the plane sit up there.
You know, if you use Google Maps on your phone, it'll actually tell you where speed traps are.
It did the whole way back from Georgia. Told me every time there was a speed trap. I was impressed because it was fucking accurate. I knew before, like, I never got hit the entire trip. So, but you know that they're trying to shut that down, right?
Oh yes, they're trying.
They
to get that
don't
off
like
the internet
that.
right
They
now.
hate that.
Yes.
But it is the most handiest thing, and it's right there tied in with the GPS. Of course they don't like it. Anything that's in our favor, but also I use Rocky Mountain Radar, which it jams their signal, as well as it tells you way in advance. I mean, we're talking, I'll bet you I got 1 mile to 2 miles on them on the interstate. And what, so I know well, and as long as their unit's on. So if they're constant running radar, like I'm gonna pick them up. But if they flip it on and they're trying to trap you, like, and you're coming up over a hill, you probably get fucked. But then there's a chance of whether it's gonna jam it or not. Because I've had officers. I've always wanted to do a trick and actually see if it legitimately jam them, but I think it does, and it is illegal in a couple states. Like, I'm not even supposed to use it in Minnesota, but hey. And you're not supposed to use it around federal aviation shit or around airports.
Right.
Don't know why. But check out Rocky Mountain Radar. They're like $400 units. Next to getting the front and the back plate readers, jammers, it's the only thing that you'd have to install a front bar on your vehicle and a rear, like the front and the rear of your vehicle. Plus, it's like a Valentine, and you would stick the knob in the front or hide it up under the dash so that you can just flip it on and off at will.
Right.
But if the cops see it, they're gonna rip it the fuck off the vehicle.
Actually, there's some states, if you're jamming the radar, you actually do time.
Yes, felony. I think in some states, like, it's not allowed. Therefore, you will get.
Can't even have some states. You can't even have a bird dog in your car. You know what I'm talking about? A bird dog. That's just telling you there's a radar close by.
Yeah,
some states it's illegal to have that.
What is it called? KA band could be considered VG2 or whatever. Yeah. I say the two most run are K and KA band. Yeah, go ahead.
You can always buy some
Go ahead. Go ahead,
I was
Keenan.
gonna say you could always buy some of those missiles that home in on enemy radar.
Make a James Bond car.
James
huh?
Bond car. It's probably just as easy to put that on the roof rack.
What is that? Oh,
Well-
that's just my radar tracking missile, sir.
Those things they can't even really calibrate them worth of shit because you can point them at a car standing still and it still can show 11 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, there was a guy that I never forgot that down there in Florida. He got out of several speeding tickets at different times because he would always ask one question: when was the last time your radar was calibrated? If it's not calibrated every 48 hours, it's not accurate.
That is one
It doesn't.
thing. There's a whole pamphlet, but he's supposed to have to bring in his paperwork that he's certified as well, I believe, to use the gun and has taken a training course, which is a couple hours.
Well, actually, down in Florida, most of them have taken that training course.
Well-
That's quite interesting to find out.
Well, it's deep, and the only
Mm-hmm.
reason I know all this is because it's all on the Rocky Mountain Radar site. Hours of reading, hours of getting
Hey,
tickets,
5 Speed.
and hours of trying to figure out how to get out of them effectively. And I still don't have an effective foolproof other than pay for the most upgraded unit and have it in your car so that it's working. Because every second, like I had one, I came over the hill. Next thing you know, it went off. This dude was sitting in the middle fucking lane of a 5-lane road. And I'm just like, what the fuck's he doing? He's sitting in the turn lane running radar.
Yep.
And it's almost like a Minnesota thing to do, only this dude just trying to get everybody coming fast over that hill. And I'm like,
Dude.
damn, if I wouldn't have slowed down a couple seconds earlier, he would have had me.
Dude, I've seen Florida cops up in the trees, hiding behind signs, just barely got the bumper out, so they can't say they're hiding from you. You can see like their fucking bumper. That's it. And
they don't
they're
care.
hiding behind a sign with bushes all in front of it. You know,
But you remember when you take that oath and get that badge and shit, you all automatically get psychic powers too. You can through telepathy, you can tell that somebody's going to break the law.
Oh
well,
yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
You
and
no.
there's so-
And that's
hold
admissible.
on. Hold on.
I had-
Let me tell you something. Here's the problem with that. They don't need to be psychic. On average, without your knowledge, because there's so many fucking laws, you're breaking the law on average 3 times a day anyway.
Yeah, well, check this out.
Literally.
You're going down the road at 60 miles an hour. It's a 30-mile-an-hour road.
Yeah.
The cop, here's how stupid this is. The cop can look at you, pace you without a radar gun, and claim, I guess estimate he was doing 60. So I pulled him over. I arrested him, or I gave him a fucking 30 over ticket and sent him on his way. And now he's got to appear in court and fight this. And I'm like, he never had a radar, bro. Otherwise my shit would have went off. And so you bring this up to him. Yeah, I didn't. I just paced him, or I was driving next to him, or I was what? Or he was 3 car lengths every 3 seconds. Yeah. So I just know. I just know by looking. It was oh yeah, he was going way too fast. And I'm
Steve Major said I once got away from a cop by using a move I saw on the Rockford.
Oh God, you remember Knight Rider, dude?
Oh, I remember Knight Rider, yeah. Kit, the talking car.
The talking car, bro. That's what we need.
Yeah, and now there are talking cars. It tells you, it'll tell you if your door's open. It'll tell you what radio station you listen to. It's telling you everything you want to do. There are cars out there that'll talk their ass off to you.
Is it kind of like having an old lady that won't shut the fuck up?
Pretty much.
No, like a cop that won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I know. They always want to
dude,
tell you some who shot John story.
um,
Like, I don't
my
give a
uncle had
shit.
a my
No, they just
uncle
want to give you
actually had a truck.
directives.
My uncle actually had a truck, a Ford F-350. It was a 2018, no, 2016 model, and that son bitch would tell him if he was going too fast and bitch at him, and it sounded like a bitchy woman bitching at him.
No, I couldn't do that. No.
Yeah, it did. I was like, I looked at my uncle. I said, I ain't never riding in your truck again. He says, why? I said, at that time I had an old lady, and
Bro,
I said, I hear enough from my old lady at home bitching. I sure in the hell don't want to get in your truck and listen to your truck bitching.
listen,
Yeah.
I drove in a Nissan 350Z once. It ran on like pure alcohol, or he had to mix the alcohol himself to where it was like 94 or 95 octane. I'm not kidding you. This shit was like, when he drifted it around the corner, it was like Need for Speed. But when he started gunning it, I think it had 2 twin turbos on it. And when it spooled up, I mean, the corn started going so fast, it just sat you back in the seat. I thought it was going to feel like a V10. No, this thing was over 750. No, I think it was more like 1,000 horsepower. But I think he had it dialed down to like 750, he said. Well, here's the deal. If you think about that logically, a Trans Am, a Camaro, a Corvette, LT1, dude, you might hit 170, but the torque is so much different in these 350Zs, or the what are the, like, Nissan, was that a rotary motor or some shit?
Yeah,
No, that's
the
Mazda.
turbines.
That's Mazda.
Yeah,
That's not Nissan. I don't know what the fuck Nissan's got, but we're talking.
Mazda had a turbine engine that they never even found the top end on. They said that it
I
could
think
only go.
Nissan used to be Datsun.
Yeah, Nissan used to be Datsun. Yes, it did.
All I know is you can
I
put.
used to have a truck that was a Datsun truck, and Datsun went out of business here in the United States, right? And I'm like, I guess I'm going to have to start ordering my parts from across Japan. And the guy at the counter, he said no. He said no. At the parts store, he says no. All you got to do is order Nissan parts. I'm like, what? He said,
Really?
yeah. All the Nissan all the way up to, I forget what year they shut down, but for almost 5 years after that, the same parts for Nissan, after they shut down Datsun here, 5 years after that for their truck, same parts would fit.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, I've never been in a car that fast, and it, no joke, like street racing after hours. I mean, I was only in the thing for less than a 10-minute ride, but
I had a friend that his car, that he had it. He lives in Branson. That son of a bitch would say, "Don't get if you got like too close to the car," and say, "Don't get so close to the car." And then if you didn't, it would say, "You're too close to the car. I do have anti-theft deterrent devices on me. Step away from this car." And then if you didn't, it would literally, the windshield washer things, right, would turn and face you and pepper spray your ass.
oh damn, yeah. You
I
ever
was like,
seen
holy shit.
Have you ever looked at the ones that are straight up set up bulletproof glass all the way around them, but also they have like tire poppers that come out back? So
Oh, I ain't never seen that.
no, they'll straight up like shit to flatten the tires. They'll come out the plates. The plates will just flip down. They'll just release shit into the road. So if a
I ain't
cop's,
never seen that.
no matter what you're faced with, you can just take out your competition and
Hey
leave
ho,
them in the
Pappy.
dirt. And same with smoke or whatever coming out the tailpipes. You can ditch people. You can have it to where you got 6 seconds worth of smoke time, and
The only time I ever seen a car like that was when I was playing a video game. I forget the name of that. But I
Spy
used to
Hunter.
love it. Yeah, that's it, Spy Hunter. No, in real life, I've never seen a car like that at the police. Sorry. I did see that though, with the anti-theft deterrent devices on it.
it's on
That was
YouTube.
pretty.
Check it out, man. I don't know what kind. I forget what kind of car it is, but it's on YouTube. Same with the 10-ton military vehicle. I got it in my playlist.
It's a 72 Monte Carlo.
That was a badass car, man. I had one of those.
Nothing wrong with a Monte Carlo. A lot of them on the res. You'll pick up a Monte Carlo. They love them down there. They were all over before we started crushing them. We should have never crushed them.
The only problem I had
if you
with
go
my
to
Monte
San Diego,
Carlo
you see a
was
lot in Chula Vista.
Chula Vista.
the only problem I had with my Monte Carlo was it had a bent frame on it, and that some bitch would look like it was getting ready to make a left turn all the time. Because that bent frame.
The hydraulics in the bent frame. The torque from it, huh? If it was a Monte
Was
Carlo,
it purple with a white Landau top?
No, it was a solid white Monte Carlo, and it was the body paint was all white, but it did have someone had put a red top rag top thing on it. It looked stupid. I don't know why they did that. It wasn't even stock with the car or anything else like that. It looked stupid as hell. But the body itself was all solid white. So,
what year was it?
72 Monte Carlo.
Did it have big block or small block?
I don't remember. I had that car back when I was 16, 17 years old.
You could. They did offer the Monte Carlo in those early years with a 454.
Right. I don't think it had a 454 in it. If I'm remembering right, I could crawl up inside the hood with the engine and have enough room to move around. So I'm thinking it was a small block 350 if I'm remembering right.
You don't want to go too fast anyway, man, because nobody can check out your car, eh?
Yeah. Actually, the one that I liked the best that I had out of all the vehicles that I owned, I had two that I owned that I really, really loved. And that was a 52 Chevy pickup and a 71 Dodge Charger.
A true cruiser will take 2 weeks to go to the store just because he wants everybody to check out his ride.
Yep.
Oh, dude. In my 69 Camaro, I used to sit and talk with people for hours. My wife used to hate it because it was just like I was always talking about car or cams or how to replace the 4-barrel or, replacing the tie rods on the thing or the wheel bearings or something was falling off or we were blowing a motor. You got to get a new motor and then you got to put that in. And it was just buck wild. We were putting hood pins on it because the hood wouldn't stay down. I mean, just all sorts of.
I had an old Chevy Love that I had to do that with because the damn fucking hood rotted out.
The floorboards. I don't know. Half the stuff.
A muffler punch.
Yep. I literally, when I bought that truck, I'm sitting there, I'm driving it through I bought it to go deer hunting in the swamps with, so it was a perfect little fucking mud buggy for going in the swamp.
What year did you have?
81, 80.
Yeah, I had a 76.
I had the one when the first year they brought out the Isuzu engine in it.
Yeah, those sucked.
Actually, no, that Isuzu engine was sweet. That damn L block they had sucked. That damn little fucking Chevy L block, that thing was always forever fucking breaking. Hated that thing.
Mine was, I guess, used to belong to the San Diego Zoo at one time. It only had like 20,000 original miles on it.
Oh, wow.
It had a stake bed with some boxes.
Yeah.
I got a picture of it.
But when I bought that truck, I literally I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this truck, and I'm looking at the bed of that truck. I'm like, has that thing been in an accident? He goes, no. He said, it just the salt water around here, me driving it on the beaches. And he reached over and he grabbed the bed and lifted it off. He said, it just ate up the bolts. That's all. You just got to rebolt it down. Because they
But
were shit for salt. I'll tell you that now. They hated salt.
All
I
right,
know
my man. I'm gonna jump off of here and go to bed. The only other vehicle I had was an '83 Chevy Suburban with an 8-inch lift, and eventually I had 35-inch Kumho Mutter tires on it, and
Right.
finally I switched to 40-inch Gumbo Mutter tires, which was
holy hell.
that thing was kind of hard to get up in. And then one day I was rolling down the road, my front tire I landed on the front tire on 41st Street, about the same spot where James Freeman was at,
Yeah.
but where that whole incident happened. It was pretty much right across the street, but so the lug nuts would not hold the tires. They needed bigger studs along with the Acorn lug nuts or whatever. So then on top
Steve
of
Mazur said he used to argue with this Chrysler Laser. It would say his door was ajar. He said no, it's not. It's a door.
it's a door, it's a jar. Fuck. Right.
Oh, that's funny shit right there.
But anyways, I better get out of here and go to bed. Otherwise, I'm gonna get yelled at.
All right. Well, you try to have a good night's rest, bud.
Vaya con Dios.
Yeah, I'm only down 100, so whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I didn't bet anything on it.
Rub it in, Tammy.
Hey, like I said, I was just waiting on people to come and hit my ass because I talked a lot of shit, you know.
Hey, $100. That's a fat sack right there.
Nowadays it is, yeah. Ain't kidding.
Well, $100 in the middle of COVID, man. Them fuckers could have tried a little bit harder. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no shit. At least made it a good game, right?
You know what? I'm just done talking about it. I'm so fucking pissed. I gotta go meet with my lawyer tomorrow. We'll see what he says.
Switch to highlight.
I don't blame you for being pissed off about that at all, though, man. I really don't. Oh my God.
Well, it was good talking about cars for a little bit. Got me off it for a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of here. I don't know what was going on over in Jeff's room, but it sounds like they're in a clusterfuck over there. So keep it lighthearted over here, man. You do good. Good stuff.
Yep. No problem on that.
Peace out.
Later, FTP.
Jeff is a clusterfuck. In my opinion.
Right. I can tell you, he does really good. He does really good to try to keep our First Amendment alive. I'll tell you that now. That's my opinion. You know, a lot of people don't like the way he handles his stuff. My opinion, I don't care because First Amendment means you should be able to say what you want to say. You should also be able to film. You know, I appreciate him.
Maybe he talks to people over there like he's their fucking dad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many times have you? I mean, hey, you've talked to the cops before. I mean, fuck.
Oh yeah, because they don't like talking to me. That's why.
Right. The cops do that shit though, man. They'll try to talk to you like you're the kid, and then I see why someone would get pissed off over that, you know. And it's like, you know, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm a 50-year-old man. I know what the fuck I'm doing, you know. I don't blame him saying that to him. You know, especially when he's been doing this for a while.
My cop skills are kind of on the level of supernatural. I'm kind of above a lot of these auditors and cop watch people. I just well, you got to remember, I've been on here this May. I'll be 15 years, and I remember when Cop Block started up and all that stuff.
Right.
And all that time watching those videos, I would always, I would always, you know, watch the video like the cops talking to me and how I would deal with it.
Right. I understand that. I can understand that wholeheartedly. I sure
And
can.
they just decided they don't like talking to me for whatever reason.
Yeah, Hope Happy. You know, I've tried to do that, you know, but there's some cops that just won't let you do that.
What's
You
that?
know, uh, uh, be respectful to them, and I mean, you try, and then they just keep pushing and pushing, and then you finally snap. Like I had one down there in Dixie County. That motherfucker. I let him know I'm recording. All right. He says, "Well, shut it off." I said, "Absolutely not. I don't have to. You know, the law states it, and I got it right here on the phone if you would like to see it." Fuck you. I said, "Turn that son of a bitch off." So I just fucking, I sat there, just acted like I turned it off, and fucking, still was recording his ass. I just turned the phone over to where he couldn't see that I was recording. uh, but that shows you how stupid he was. I still recorded his ass. And then and I got him thrown off the force because he threatened to go get one of the boats that Dixie County owned, come out to my boat. This is when I was still living on the river. Come out to my boat, pull me off my boat, and whoop my ass. Yeah, uh, when you get that type of talk to you, uh, uh, it's hard to be respectful to someone like that. And I was, after he threatened to whoop my ass, I wasn't so respectful. You know,
Uh, you should have got one of those PBRs, those river patrol boats they used in Vietnam. He wouldn't want to get anywhere near you.
yeah, yeah, especially if
That
it was
that
fully
that
loaded,
double
right?
mod, that double mod deuce. It's a real mind changer, you know.
Yeah. Well, I used to piss them off because that river, a lot of people don't know, is actually sanctioned under the maritime law instead of actual land based law. And I used to tell land based officers, get the fuck away from me all the time. They have no jurisdiction over me unless they have a written consent from the Coast Guard to do so. And they're like, oh, bullshit. I said, no, here's the law. Here's the law stating it. As a matter of fact, you're actually committing an act of piracy by the law. When you tell them that and show them the law, they really shit. They didn't like that, you know, because because I have them read the what can happen by the act of piracy law, because there's nothing that states unless they're in a uniform or they have a badge or they have this or anything else, right? They are excluded from the act of piracy law. It says anybody that the captain of the vessel deems fit to be committing an act of piracy, they have the right to do what they feel fit to in the act of piracy, up to killing the person.
Kind of like that bullshit we do over there in oh fuck, where's that place? Straits of Hormuz, over there in the
Uh,
Middle East.
yeah.
Where they're always trying to board those
Oh yeah,
freighters
yeah, yeah.
going in and out of there. If
Yep,
I was
yep,
a captain, I'd tell them, "Fuck you."
yep. Shoot them.
I would have to inform the captain of the Navy boat that I would consider any attempt to board my ship as an act of piracy.
Yep. And that does fall under maritime law, which that would be considered an act of piracy if he feels as though that's a threat to his vessel. So, and
Too
him
too
being the
bad.
captain, he has the choice of making that call.
Too bad some of those guys don't dress up ships like in World War II. Those German raiders.
Mm-hmm.
they People would roll up on them, and then all of a sudden tarps start coming off and shit, and unveiling those uh, 88 flak guns.
You're right. Oh shit, shit. That would freak your ass out, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Hope
it looked
Happy
like a.
says King Nine. Glad to hear your voice again. Welcome back live. That's what Hope
Oh,
Happy
hey,
said.
how's it going?
Glad I'd let you know that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Well, yeah, it's probably the weather. Maybe it's the weather or something. She hasn't done any of her bird videos lately.
And I went around making sure all the local people knew about the maritime law part of that and things like that. Oh, I had them fucking game wardens out there so pissed because they couldn't do anything until they got on land. Hope Happy says that not to mention I miss listening to the stories you tell. There you go, King Nine. So, because Game and Fish, uh, they took away their ability because they used to have a water division, and it was called. It was something I forget what it was called, but it actually had the name. It had that it was not a land based law enforcement. It was actually a water based law enforcement. So they had the right to do whatever they wanted then. But as soon as they took that away and consolidated that particular department into the Wildlife and Game Commission, and it don't have that or that designation anymore, they became a land based division completely and solely. And needless to say, when you started telling the fucking people they have no right to even talk to you out there, and they start enforcing it, they're fucking. Them game wardens got so mad at me, they hated
So
me.
it's like those people that like go in tubing and shit around marinas. They try to get you kicked out of there, and they own the platforms. They don't own the water.
Right. Any navigable water or water that is
Yeah,
accessible by a public manner, uh, you have the right to be on. Now, here's some things that I found out like down in Florida. Okay, there's a lot of little creeks that are designated non-navigable, but you still have a local access, private access to the creek. Well, the water is fine to be on, but you cannot get out of your boat or your vessel or your kayak or whatever you're using and step foot on even the rock bed of the river because it's not owned by the state, it's owned by the landowners around there. So you can be on the water, but you cannot get out of your boat or your vessel and touch even the bed of the river, the little creek or river, if it's designated non-navigable.
because me and some buddies would take our Valco out in San Diego Bay, and before 9/11, you could get all along the docks there at North Island and by the carriers and destroyers and shit that are out there.
Yep.
Yeah, they couldn't kick you out of there.
Right. Now they can. Uh, they they do that down. You used to be able to go in real close to them down there in Jacksonville, Florida, too. Down there at that base down there, and now you can't. Yeah, I think you're like they got like buoy markers like 5 to 10 miles out offshore now.
And fella, every once in a while, you hear stories of like chicks on sailboats, like flashing the sailors and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
They get close to the ship.
As a matter of fact, down there in Jacksonville, that actually happened. They were pulling out a port. One of the carriers. They were pulling out of port, and there was a whole bunch of fucking boats lined up down the shipping canal where they have to go out. If they don't go out that way, they're just going to beach themselves because there's so much of that ship below the water, and they keep that thing dredged all the time so the big ships can get in and out of there. And the people know that they get out there on their smaller boats and they got women everywhere flashing fucking the sailors as they're going out. It's fucking hilarious.
The only place we couldn't go is across North Island on Point Loma. It's on the east side, the bay side. They have a Navy SEAL area there. They got like submarines, and they do something with dolphins and shit. You couldn't go over there, but all they had an anti-frogman uh, buoy thing around it. That's the
Right.
only reason why you couldn't go there.
Oh, okay. Wow. I guess they didn't want you fucking up their dolphin thing.
Well, you know how they are. They got all that secret shit going on.
Yep. Yep. Go do it in a swimming
See,
pool. Disney's been doing it for years, putting on great shows too for years, right? Uh,
I don't know. I only wanted to see it just to be nosy.
yeah. Well, that's what I'd be telling them. Go do it in a swimming pool. Quit taking up the fucking ocean.
But the stupid thing is, you can go up the hill is Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery, and from the cemetery you can actually look down on all their shit. So, if someone wanted to take pictures of it for whatever, I've done that. You can see all what they got going on.
That's stupid. That makes absolutely no sense to me. None. But I tell you what, I
I don't
can
know.
tell
It's kind of
go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say it's kind of the case where they're really not hiding it from the other side. The other side already knows or got the same shit. They're just
Yeah,
hiding it from you and me, is what they're doing.
yeah, that's it. That's all they're doing. They don't want us to know because they might have to use it against us.
Because fuck, even at the Pentagon, they got foreigners wandering around, and they all share shit. They all
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh yeah. You ain't kidding on that. Uh, they got all sorts of different people running around out and through there. Uh,
That's why I say, man, it's all a big Ponzi scheme.
yep. Yep. I agree with you on that. I have agreed with you on that from the first time I heard you say that. A long time ago. You said that a long time ago. And I agreed with you on that.
Unfortunately, it's a Ponzi scheme that they won't let you opt out of.
Yeah, I know.
That's one thing I've always wanted to ask Merb. Why are you so offended by people that want to opt out of shit? Isn't that a legitimate question?
Yeah, it would be. To me, it would be. Uh, but I don't understand why they
You
don't.
people like him and NJ Divers shit. I always wanted to ask him that. Why are you so offended by somebody who wants to opt out of your bullshit?
Right. Because it's just like anybody else, they want you to believe what they believe, and if you don't, well, you're wrong.
Well, wouldn't it make sense if you wanted to be didn't want to be part of a group, wanted to go fucking hang out with a bunch of other shitheads somewhere that they just say, well, fine, then go then, fuck you, and then
Hmm?
just leave you alone, kind of shit.
Right.
But say, and it happens, all these, whether they be patriots or whatever, get their own little swatch of hell like everybody else.
Hmm.
The people on the outside are still going to interfere. Like we
Oh, yeah.
interfere. Like they're bitching about Russian interference. Like we fuck with them all the time. So what's the difference?
Right. And I did a story on that. Hey, Judy, as a matter of fact, you remember seeing that guy in the riots that had the buffalo head on?
Oh, the
That buffalo?
shaman.
Yeah. Guess where he was when the riots were happening in Russia? And I
Where was
and
he?
I put the link. I put the links for everybody to watch it. He was in
He was over.
Russia. He was over in Russia, right in the middle of those fucking riots, dude.
See, now we're sharing crisis actors.
So I mean, There was no missing him. He had that fucking muffler head on and them damn coyote skins on. Same tattoo, same everything.
Maybe Putin paid for his plane ticket.
I want to know how he got out of fucking jail when he's supposed to still be yet in jail for treason against the United States.
No, he's in a different jail now because he had organic food needs, and the place
No,
where
they
he was
just
at
started
couldn't.
shipping him organic food. They just started making sure that it was shipped in there. So, but it's still, yeah, he was, even if they did move him to a different jail, he's supposed to be in a jail. You know, I guess that's the only organic food they had. It was easier to just ship him to Russia. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure
Yeah, the
beet
phony
soup
McAdoo,
is
Grateful Gal. Yeah,
beet soup is as organic as you can get.
I can't. As a matter of fact, did you not read the damn thing? I admit that I admit my team got their asses whooped tonight. So I can't lie about that. They got their asses whooped. What more can I say?
GD's always getting his ass whooped.
Poor guy. His porch. I hate it for him. I wish he'd come up with some new trolling stuff because he used to be good at that shit. He ain't updated his stuff in a while, so it just gets old. You know, it's like okay, get used to it.
He gets mad if I see a comment of his and then somebody comments to him and I tell that other person, why are you talking to my bitch?
TV Gardens, how are you?
My trick needs to get out there and make me some money.
Oh, you ain't kidding. I could be that. I do agree with KC. Offensive line sucked balls tonight. They could not keep the defense off of Mahomes. I don't know what was wrong with their offensive line tonight. I really don't. Yeah. Damn, I wish they would have came in here earlier than this. I was getting ready to shut down. Now it's starting to get interesting.
Why do I fear Rick? I don't fear that piece of shit.
Believe me, that is not something to fear. That guy's a joke. You know, earlier today,
he has. Oh, sorry. Oh, I was going to respond to him. I said, so Rick has me blocked. Like Jeff has me blocked. I think Andrew has me blocked too. I don't even know why. I think because of Derek, but
Rick fears blocked ones.
why do all these?
He must fear me because I'm blocked.
Why do all these mechas of minestrone go around bitch blocking everybody?
Yeah. He fucking threw me off his StreamYards, blocked me out of StreamYards, and then blocked me out of his chat.
But that's all right. I own a lot of.
I guess he forgot that. I guess he forgot he did that because he was sending people over in my stream earlier today to come over there and go get on his panel. And there was, even if I wanted to, which I don't, because I already proved what Rick was because he threw me off his panel not once but twice when I was talking truth about him. He didn't like that, so he just threw me off the panel. Not once but twice. I thought that was funny. Uh, he forgot he had me blocked anyway, so I couldn't have gone over there if I wanted to. I don't want to because all I know is as soon as I start speaking the truth about him, he's going to put me off his panel anyway. So why go there and let him do that?
Well, Rick's not blocked over there. I could be because he brings the clicks and views for Jeff.
Yep, that's it.
Jeff has got a lot of confidence problems. I see it.
But I had
Just
no
like
need.
just like Rick's got a lot of confidence and self-esteem problems.
I agree. I agree with you on that, but
On that end of it, Jeff and Rick aren't too far off. The mark is being the same.
I don't know. I think
He tries
Jeff's
to be
better
well.
off than Rick.
Well, Rick tries to be scary with his yelling, and his wrestling shit, and his fucking tags on him and shit. And same with Jeff, all his tag shit and skulls and crap. It's like, give me a break. That's intimidating for the weak-minded.
Not me, Grateful Gal. Not me. I want y'all to ask him to show them games that he bought for Little Justice here in about another 2 months, and then go back and see which games he had for Little Justice there, whatever, Small Justice, whatever they call him, and go
Mini
back to the
Justice.
Mini Justice, and go back to the video where he showed you the games not too long ago, and then see if they're the same games that he shows you. That's what I want you to do.
Well, I think in my opinion, he exploits his grandson to get shit.
Oh yeah,
Stuff
I
he
do
should
too.
be fucking doing.
Yeah, I do too.
But it's apparent he was even
And I
ranting
told
and
him
raving
so.
about me last night. Me and Derek. So obviously, I have a lot of free real estate in his head.
Mm-hmm. Evidently, I did today. He fucking had a spaz over me not going over to his fucking channel, shutting down my channel and then going over to his. He had a spaz out on that, man. Man, that motherfucker went off on me like a ton of shit. Funny as hell.
Well, it's like his claims of I'm bothering him and stalking him and all this shit. Well, then how did I get these motherfucking pictures? Him in the hospital. It's bullshit he sends me.
Right. There you go. Banning is a sign of weakness. No, actually, it's not because I don't. I told y'all where to, at least in my opinion, I told y'all where to come talk your shit. But there's certain names like I had to get rid of one in here just a little bit ago. I had to get rid of. If I wouldn't have banned that, I have the possibility of losing my channel. And I don't care who you are. You aren't going to come in here with a name that can possibly get my channel banned if I let it stay. That's just stupidity. So I just ain't going to fucking lose my channel for some moron. You know what I mean? So
No, grateful gal, I'm not a fag. Would you like me to prove it to you? Daddy likes to pull hair and spank ass.
do you run your hand up
And
in
I
the
and I
hair
and I
get,
and I'm and I'm good at it because I've been told by a professional.
do you run your hand up in that hair, get a good handful, and get right in the center, and then yank back?
If you're really pimp, you make her hand you her ponytail.
There you go.
Bitch, I ain't gonna be reaching for it.
Shit, that's funny. Bitch, hand me your damn ponytail. I ain't grabbing that motherfucker. If you want it pulled, let me pull it. Yeah,
Well, you remember the movie Full Metal Jacket, right?
yes.
In the Sergeant Hartman, he goes, "Choke yourself," and he grabs his hand. He says, "Don't grab my hand, numbnuts. Just fall forward."
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna work at it.
Nope. Nope.
He's the DI man. He's the pimp up in that crib.
Oh yeah. You ain't kidding there, man. That shit was. And you know what's funny is they actually had people that went through Vietnam, okay, and were Marines that were in Vietnam that went through boot camp at that time. They said he was pretty well dead nuts on that, and then they found out he was an actual DI, and that's why he was so dead nuts on it.
Yeah, but one of his first big movies was he was a chopper pilot in Apocalypse Now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's cool to find out.
I guess Grateful Gal doesn't want to see 50 Shades of Dave.
50 Shades of Dave. 50 Shades of Dave. Yeah, shit, that's funny.
Although she's probably biting her bottom lip right now thinking about it.
Yeah, she's got. Oh, okay. You're exciting me right now talking about the 50 Shades of Dave. That's what she's doing. I'm sure. No, I'm fucking with you, Grateful Gal. I'm fucking with Dave. I'm just messing with y'all.
What? K9 is the bottom. You like it in the bottom, don't you, GD? Blimey, I've been boarded by book pirates.
And instead of GD's song ain't back that shit up, he says, I'm going to back that shit up. That's how he sings it. I'm going to back that shit up. I'm going to back that shit up.
Since GD's an older guy, his like how everybody has a theme song, like Shaft and shit. His is "Do You Really Want to Hurt Me" by Boy George.
Oh, damn it, man. Oh, fuck.
I want to know what Chinese restaurant he works in.
Probably the one that all the cats and dogs are missing in the neighborhood.
Well, haven't you heard when he's on panels? Sometimes you hear I hear Chinese people and dishes clanking and shit.
Oh, no, I ain't never realized that because I don't really go to anywhere he's on the panel.
Well,
honestly. So.
No, I just pick up on little quirky things like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like Columbo. Columbo.
What the hell? Are we looking at a table? What is that, King Nine?
A what?
Is that a table? Or
Where?
what? Right there off to the left of you there.
Oh, like no, I don't. Oh, that's like a cupboard.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? It looked weird, man. Grateful Gal says, just joking, LOL. DDT Grinch says, LOL. Grateful Gal says he's a nice. I like fried. He's a nice guy, and then DDT says, I like fried rice.
Come on, GD, get us some free fortune cookies.
Get some free fortune cookies. He needs to play the lottery tomorrow. Damn it, get him a free fortune cookie so he knows what numbers to pick.
Hey, well, that makes sense. Maybe his wife's Chinese.
TV Garza says, Dave, are you okay? Blink at the camera if you need us to call.
Yeah, right.
You are not being molested, are you?
No, it's just it. That's
Right
one
here,
thing I hate
DDG,
about.
don't put that there. I know what's going on.
These
Go ahead.
goddamn phones, they got symbols and pictures instead of actually words, you know?
Right. Probably he's probably still over there in Jeff's stream, Grateful Gal, if he's there. That's last. I don't babysit him, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's the whole EBT militia over there.
That's the new
Is it-
Entertainment Tonight. The new ET. Entertainment Tonight.
Oh no, I said the EBT militia.
Oh, the EBT. Oh, I got you. Yeah.
We're gonna fight World War III with all the shit we find in a thrift store.
Gardens wants to know if you really made love to Becca.
No. Not my type.
There you go. Go have fun. Let's go. I ain't going over there. I don't want to. Hey, no thanks investigation.
But I'd sure want to cuddle and snuggle with GD. That's for sure.
You want to snuggle and cuddle with GD.
Uh-huh.
That Scottish Australian accent really just does something for you, don't it?
You remember the old Benny Hill show?
Yes. I don't. Yeah, I remember watching reruns of it, but yes.
Yeah, he reminds me that one of the characters on there, little Jackie, the little short older guy with the glasses.
Right.
I kind of picture GD as looking like that dude. Hey, it's Doug.
Yeah. TV Garden says, no thanks. Investigations, great content lately. Thanks, TV. It's time to move forward. Got my life back right with family, etc. Appreciate. There you go, investigation. There you go.
See, Tammy, Doug likes me better. At least he'll get up on there and dance in his underwear.
That's funny as hell.
Well, ever since after that, when Teresa saw it, she had fantasies of chaining him to her wall.
Damn.
He could be my hot, sweaty,
like that too. I think
You're gonna be his hot, sweaty Samson or something.
I can see Teresa doing something like that too. If you're watching Teresa, I'm just saying, you just have that type of personality, GD in his picture resembles a very young Sean Connery. I'm going to beg to differ on that, but okay.
I was gonna say a young Gary Busey.
That I can agree with.
Well, they kind of got that same hair and all that.
Yep. That's something I can agree with, honestly.
Or me, I don't. I don't remember seeing any, but maybe like a Nick Nolte. He kind of had that persona too, I guess.
Gary Busey seemed more right.
Yeah.
Just saying. Oh wow, it's an hour and 34 minutes.
Very young.
John Merrick. Who's John Merrick?
The Elephant Man.
Oh, okay, cool.
Remember Michael Jackson wanted to buy his bones? Sorry, I'm a walking encyclopedia of dumb shit.
Oh, that's cool. I wouldn't mind being the Elephant Man. That'd be actually pretty cool. Yeah, it's me. Just saying. TV Gardens, if that's where you got, come on. I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind being that.
If he were alive today, he'd probably have all the young hotties all over him.
Yeah, no shit. That motherfucker probably also have money today. He wouldn't have been a sideshow act. He'd be making money.
He would have been telling Hugh Hefner to go pick up his dry cleaning.
Yeah. I know, but I do know I am ugly, man. You ain't gonna deny. I ain't gonna deny that. I didn't win 4 ugly men contests for being pretty. I know, unless you want to say pretty damn ugly. That's about the only way you can use pretty in the same sentence as me. I'm so ugly, I make freight trains take dirt roads when I'm walking down the damn railroad track. I'm getting tired of all this thing. I guess that's what you get when you don't sleep for 4 or 5 days straight. Actually, I can't say it's been 4 or 5 days. It's been three this time. Now, hey, having
Go when you go on down to the CVS and get you a big bottle of Trucker's Choice.
Trucker's Choice. Here,
I like Trucker's Choice. I can drive for months without sleeping.
Yeah, there you go.
Although that's not what my logbooks say.
Right. The logbooks show I have that 8 hours of sleep every night. But this is what I got to go to sleep with.
Oh.
I decided
Some Hennessy.
I wanted to go to sleep. I can. I take a couple of good shots of that. I'll put my ass right to sleep. Just saying.
Damn it. That's what it's all about, right?
But as you can tell, that had never been opened. It ain't never had anything taken out of it. I've had it now. I think it's been here for about 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yep. 1765. What it's got on the bottom of that, by the way. But you know what this is also good for?
What's that?
You could sit there and pour that damn cognac right down in the fucking cut, and it'll clean it out just as good as any rubbing alcohol as you want.
Wow.
That way, it's just another way to keep from having to go to the hospital. If I don't have to go, I don't want to go for no reason. You know what I mean?
It's better than NyQuil.
I'll put your ass to sleep, I'll tell you that. I drank, like I said, I drank 2 or 3 good shots of that. I'll go to sleep like a baby. Well,
Yeah, yeah. I've never been a fan of the brown liquors. Just a
I love.
personal thing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like brown liquor. I like it. I'm not a vodka type person. You know, you keep vodka all day long. So,
Vodka. Well, it's not real vodka unless it's made out of the hydraulic fluid from a tank.
there you go. Gotta have that hydraulic fluid in it, huh? Hmm. But
Remember, Russians are some of the most professional alcoholics on earth.
yes, yes.
Hey, they let them.
Germans. Next to Germans.
They still let them fly expensive military planes and shit. Fucked up.
Well, hell, the English still yet give out fucking I think it's brandy as a ration in their ration kits. So,
With their bloody tea.
I mean, so a lot of them people over there know how to drink. I'll tell you that. Don't underestimate a Scotsman or an Irishman either on their drinking.
Yeah, where did our Scotty go?
He probably went over to Jeff's. We weren't near as fun for him here. He's probably going over there to have fun over at Jeff's. Since Richard's over there.
Well, hopefully he gets a penicillin shot first. Remember, GD, if you ever hear this, it's better to be safe.
Practice safe. Practice safely, man. Practice safely. I would suggest get a full body condom. Just saying.
Oh, like in what was that? Naked Gun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Rolling around on the bed.
I love where him and that chick are getting ready to get it on, and that one with I think it's Naked one. It's either Naked Gun one or Naked Gun and a 1.5 or some shit like that, where he's about ready to get it on with that real pretty chick, and then he cracks an egg on it and just starts cooking the egg. He puts some bacon there. It starts cooking the bacon. I about died laughing when I saw that shit.
It's a possibility GD has a latex fetish.
I bet you it's probably a good possibility for GD. It just seems like he has that type of personality.
Hey, you gotta realize, anywhere World War II was, it really fucked people up.
Yep, you're right. You're right. Made them think really weird things. Do really weird things.
You'd be going to parts of Europe and go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, he just seems like the type of person that would like latex, ashless chaps with a cop hat on, you know.
Right? Oh, like Police Academy, the Blue Oyster Bar.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like that would be something that he'd like to me. You know, I don't know.
He goes bouncing on down the street, listening to old CDs of Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Yep. GD's gonna come back. He's gonna fucking troll my ass hard now. He gonna fight. He gonna hear that shit. He's gonna start trolling me out big time. I know it. But unfortunately, I've been on here almost 2 hours. I'm getting tired, dude.
Oh, okay. All right, my man. Take it easy. Don't have too much fun.
Yeah, you too, King Nine. Right. Don't have too much fun. Thank you all for showing up. Go ahead. Tell everybody goodbye, King Nine.
Oh, yeah. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Y'all have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. And I will talk to y'all later. I'm out.